welcome or welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoy it. Today I am going to be extending my nails with some tips and some Acrygel from NAIO Nails. I've not used it before, so we'll see how we feel about that. I thought I'd dive straight in. This is me just prepping my nails. I do already have a layer of biab on there just because I plan on doing a few videos and I don't want to, destroy my natural nails by repeatedly putting them on and taking them off, so I'm just keeping this layer on. I'm etching the nail as if it is my natural nail, but we'll just pretend it is. I'm using my e-file and I thought I'd just show you that you can use a hand buffer to do this as well, just to rough up the top of the nail, just to get rid of the shine, not too aggressive, you don't want to hurt yourself or remove too much of your nail. Is literally just buffing it until it's not shiny anymore. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you that with a hand file. And here we are, all my nails are buffed. As you can see, they look matte now, they're not shiny anymore. And I'm going to give them a wipe with some alcohol. When I do this, I always get right up into the side walls and also take it as an opportunity to push the cuticles back a little bit more. Because I had just applied that biab base, I have already done all of my cuticle work, so I won't be doing any of that in this video, but I do have another video that shows it. I'm just showing you here that I'm using Glitter Planet tips. They're called Easy Tip Clear Stiletto. They're very long, and these are one of my favourite tips. I'm just showing you that the sizes go from 0 to 9, 0 being the biggest and 9 being the smallest. And I'm just going to size them up. I'm just measuring them up and making sure that the tip goes from sidewall to sidewall. It's best if you can't find a tip that fits you perfectly, always go with the one that's just a little bit bigger. Don't put nails on that are too small. It does either cause it to lift and pop off, or it can damage the shape of your nail. It can give you a bit of a nasty pinch as well. It's not very comfortable, so yeah, don't do that. So I'm just sizing them up, picking out all the ones that fit me, and then I'm going to apply them to my nails. You'll see in this video I don't actually use nail glue. I adhere mine with some rubber base, which I do like to do sometimes. I don't always do it, but I find sometimes it saves time, as when I do it this way I don't feel the need to blend the tip into my nail, and I find it's a lot less likely for them to pop off when I'm shaping, as they can do sometimes when you just stick them on with a bit of glue. So I'm using gelite rubber base. This is one of my favourites. If you didn't know, I am a brand ambassador for gelite, so if you wanted to purchase any of their polishes or bases or biabs, I do have a discount code with them, which is Becca10, and I'll leave it in the description. So I'm just putting a nice layer just towards the end of the tip to begin with, and getting my lamp ready to go, because obviously I'm doing this on myself. I'm gonna have to be a little bit savvy with it. It is great if you do have like a handheld lamp. I do have a little mini UV handheld lamp, but I can't use it on myself because I need to hold my tip in place, and I've only got 2 hands, unfortunately. Sometimes I do wish I had a third, but what can we do? We work with what we got. So I'm just holding it in place in the lamp. I'll probably just hold it in there for about 10 seconds to freeze it, or flash cure as some people call it. And I'm just making sure it's stuck on enough for me to be able to take my hand out and get on with it. Sorry about that noise if you can hear it. My skinny pig's running around like a loon. So there we go, that's stuck on. I'm just checking that it is fully on properly, and I'm happy with it, that it's straight. And then I'm going to go on to the next one. I'm going to put a decent blob of the rubber base on this finger. I say blob, I don't mean a blob. You want to put it on evenly. I'm just not going to the cuticle area, I'm just doing it at the lower half of my nail, along the smile line free edge. just enough to make sure there's no bubbles when I put my tip on, and then I'm going to hold it in place in the lamp, and again for another 10 seconds, and then I'll speed through the rest of these fingers. Once you've seen it once, I'm sure you get the gist. And there we have it, all 5 tips are fully adhered to my nail with the rubber base. Now what I do, instead of blending in the tip, oh no, do you mind? Instead of blending the tip in, I'm going over again just on my natural nail now with the rubber base, ensuring that there's not a lip between the tip and my nail. So kind of building it up a little bit. Once I'm happy with that, also making sure if there are any gaps between my nail and the tip, which can happen sometimes if you're not holding it down properly when you're curing it, which is the same as you may do with if you're using nail glue. Once you've held it on in place and it's set, you can see sometimes there's a little gap or a little air bubble, so you just fill it back up again with some glue. Instead we're doing it with a rubber base, so the same method, and then I paint the whole nail so that it's ready to apply some more product. I feel like with that bit of biab at the bottom and the tip like that and it all clear, it just looks nice already, but obviously not strong enough. So here we are, I have got my Acrygel and the colour is Peaceful Slumber. Have any of you used this Acrygel before? I think when I first started doing nails, when I practiced on myself, I used Polygel once, but never used Acrygel. So it was an interesting experience. It's meant to be a hybrid of gel and acrylic, supposedly. I'm not sure if that's what all polygels are meant to be like, I don't know. But I found it okay. I think it's one of those things where you play around with it and get used to it. But anyway, on this finger I am doing a reverse French. So I'm just building up my smile line there. It's a little bit finicky, but I felt like as I got to the last nail that I had the hang of it, but it's always the way. Next time I'll be a lot quicker, but I'm just going up to the cuticle area, making sure I don't get any on my skin, dabbing and pulling. I think my problem was I tried to go at it as if it was acrylic, which you can't do. It's an interesting product. But I was happy that I had time to play with it. A lot of the time when you do a reverse French like this, when you use acrylic, you've obviously got a certain amount of time to get it right before it sets. You do have a bit more playtime with it here. As you can see, I'm getting a little bit frustrated with that little bit there. We get there in the end though. You have to make sure your brush has alcohol on it, or I think NAIO call it, what do they call it, nail residue removal or something like that, I'm not sure. It is just alcohol at the end of the day, so I've got mine there in that pot. I didn't buy anything special, it's just alcohol I'm using on my brush, and that's just to stop your brush from sticking to it. Cleaning up my cuticle area so I don't get any burns when we go in the lift, and also it will stop lifting if you do get lifting with your products, whether it be gel polish, acrylic, gel extensions, polygel, whatever it is you're using. If you do flood your cuticle or get it all over your skin, the barrier between the product and your nail bed is broken and moisture and oil can get underneath, and they may look okay for a day or so, or look quite messy depending on how badly you messed up. But after a few days they will start to lift, and yeah, we don't want that. So here I am still tidying up this smile line because I was hoping that I could get it perfect without having to file it. In the end I just gave up because me and this Acrygel stuff were not getting along at first. Anyway, so I've done that on that finger. I'm going in, and on this finger I'm doing just a solid nail. So I think what I wish I had done with this finger is go in with 2 beads instead of 1. I've only ever watched 1 or 2 other people do this, and they usually put enough Acrygel on their finger for the whole nail, but their nails weren't this long, so I think it may have been a better idea to go in twice. But we live and learn. That's why I'm doing this, just because I've never used it before and I wanted to try something new. So as you can see, I will spend quite a lot of time fighting with this. I do speed up the footage so you don't have to watch me struggle and feel my pain. I won't put you through that. So yeah, I'll finish this finger and then speed up, and I'll see you in a minute. Finally, I finished that finger. Hopefully you didn't find it as painful as I did. As for the structure, it's okay. I am going to go in and file it again afterwards and readdress it. But for now, I'm going to file my smile line and make sure it's perfect. So I'm just wiping off the sticky layer. This product does have a sticky layer, and then afterwards I'm going to file it. You don't want to be filing into something with a sticky layer. You always want to wipe the layer off first. Otherwise it just gunks up your file and it just doesn't do anything. I'm just taking the sharp edges off of this file because it's a new one and I don't want to cut myself. You should always do that when you've got a new file. Just soften the edges because we don't want to draw blood. I'm just going in and just refining that line so that it's perfect. Once I finish that, I am going to file this index finger. I know we haven't done the rest of the fingers yet, but I'm going to speed through those. I just thought I'd put this bit in here. After I'm happy with that nail and the smile line, I'm just going to take the dust off. As we've got a rubber base on all the other fingers, I figured I better give those a wipe down too, as they are sticky and we don't want dust on there because dust is not our friend. I am now going to use this colour, which is Mardi Gras from Gelite. It's one of my favourite colours ever, actually. You can't see it so well in this angle, but it is a very glittery, sparkly pink kind of jelly polish. Not really sure what more you could ask for in a polish. The glitter in it is gorgeous. It's kind of a little bit holographic. I feel like it kind of looks like a cat eye polish at the end, but it's not. It's just a normal glitter polish. So you may think it's weird that I'm painting this underneath when I'm going to put more product on top, but it is perfectly fine to do this. It is a gel product and we're putting gel on top. You can even do this with acrylic. Put a layer of gel and then acrylic over the top. I really love this effect with a reverse French. So when I put that on, I do go right up to the smile line. You want to make sure that it's completely covered. You don't want any blank bits. And I am painting even that bit of the line that I've just filed right up to the edge and then cleaning it up on top. Once that's cured, I do another coat and then I'm ready to go in with my clear Acrygel, which is Loud and Clear it's called, and then we're going to build that up so it's level with our reverse French. So here I am just squeezing out a bit of this Loud and Clear onto my finger. Is it just me, or does this remind you of that trend that was on TikTok for a while, the frozen honey? Kind of wanted to try that, kind of don't want to get diabetes, but it looks like fun. So yeah, I'm squeezing it on. I think the reason I was struggling so much is because it is so cold at the moment, and I think that has messed with the viscosity of the Acrygel. So here I am just tapping, squashing, dragging, whatever it is you do with this product. God knows, because it's not acrylic, but here we are. And it's not gel, so I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying, and God loves a trier. So one thing you do need to do whenever you're doing a technique like this is to make sure that your clear goes all the way up to your French, right up into the corners, and even you can brush some of it on top of that reverse French, because you are going to file it afterwards. You just need to make sure that there aren't any weak points. Once I've finished and cured that, I've taken a look at it, and I feel like we definitely need to build it up some more. As you can see, there's a big lip there, so I'm going to fight and try and squeeze some more out. It does look painful, doesn't it? Not just me. Well, it probably is just me that's been fighting with it like this. So I'm going over that again. I've sped it up because you've watched me do it once, and I'm pushing it right up to that line, a little bit over it as well. It's clear, we're going to file it off. Doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be perfect. That is one thing I do like about this product, is it is very easy to file, a lot like gel, like if you use hard gel. Now I've finished that, I'm going to wipe it, and I'm going to tidy up the big mess that I've made. So once we've wiped it, you'll see I'm actually using a hand file and not an e-file on these nails. I do go in at the end and clean up my cuticle area with it, but because they are so long and the product files so easily, I just like to use a hand file, seeing as I'm using it to clean up my side walls, just getting my shape back after I've, butchered that product. I'll refine the edges and then go over the top and just make sure it's smooth, and then I've just used that buffer to do the same, giving it a wipe and getting rid of all the dust. And I'm going to top coat it just so you can see how amazing that Mardi Gras looks, right up to the cuticle area. Don't get it on your skin like I did, make sure you wipe that off if you do. Just showing you, I'm using a 2-in-1 from Gelite. It's a base and top coat. It does have to be wiped afterwards, but it's just so convenient rather than having a load of different bottles on my table. I always have a bottle of this on my desk. I love it. It's so shiny. You can do one good coat of it and you're good to go. I am one of those people that quite often goes in for a second coat of top coat, because that's just me. But I feel like with this I don't have to, and I just love it. It's just so shiny, and the consistency is just perfect. It's not too runny, not too thick. I just love it. And now that nail is kind of, it's a jelly nail, but it's sparkly. I will insert some pictures with different lighting so you can see how gorgeous that colour is. But I'm just going to pop that in the lamp. Oh, I just love it. I love this colour so much. I'm going to do the other 3 fingers and I'll get back to you. Enjoy. So there we are, I've finished applying the Acrygel. I'm just going to top coat the rest of them. I decided to do that reverse French on my ring finger and then the others plain. Plain as in the Peaceful Slumber. Just giving them a wipe before I put my top coat on. Always want to do that after filing. Don't just dust them off, you need to give them a good wipe, because the dust is it's horrific when it gets in your gel. So I'm going over with the top coat. Once again, I'm sure I'll repeat myself a million times, going as close as we can to the cuticle and across the free edge, but without touching our skin. And once you have done this, sometimes I do like to run my finger along the bottom of the nail, so the underside, just to make sure there's not any polish there or a build up of it on the side walls, the free edge of the nail, because it can kind of mess up your shape that you've got, and I do like the shape, I don't want to ruin it. So anyway, once I finish that, this video will soon end, but that's not the end of this set, because as much as I like them as they are, I like to go a little bit all out, and I do add some nail art and some bling. So if you want to see that, just click on my next video. If you haven't already, I would love it if you would subscribe, and you can leave me a comment if you want. I will tag my social media if you want to check me out on Instagram. I have got a lot of other crazy nail sets on there. I do have a lot of short nails as well, and lots of nail art, so if you want to see that, go give me a follow. If you have made it this far in the video, well done for sticking with me, and thank you so much for watching. I am new at this, so I do apologise that my videos aren't perfect. I'm hopefully going to get better, but I'm glad that you're here to join me on this journey. Thank you, see you soon.